And to some extent, what I'm going to say about strategic agility is already implicit in what I've said, but let me make it explicit what I mean by strategic agility. And this, I think, is the next frontier of Agile. You might say the current frontier of Agile is mainly making the whole organization Agile. The next frontier is getting to this idea of strategic agility, because there was this assumption that if the whole firm was Agile and if the products were continuously improved, then the firm would make a lot of money. And that turned out not to be the case, because it turned out that with the greater competition and the shift in power from the seller to the buyer, customers could often insist on product improvements at no cost or even lower cost. So simply making the product better was important. If you didn't do that, then you might not stay in business. But simply doing that by itself was no guarantee that you would survive or thrive as an organization. The major financial gains come from market-creating innovations, where you reach out not just to your existing customers with your existing products, but create new products with new markets and potentially reach a much larger number of customers than your current customers. And the reason for this, as we saw in the Copernican revolution in management, that the firm is not alone in competing for the customer's interests. It is, in fact, often in these what are called bloody red oceans of fierce competition. And making money in that world is very difficult. What is needed, in a sense, to find new markets where there's very little competition, and there one can make a great deal of money. The prime example is, of course, mobile phones, which in 2007, a lot of manufacturers were making mobile phones, and they were all steadily improving their products, but practically no one was making any money. So what happened, Apple came along and transformed the market. It removed the keyboard, it removed the buttons, it added a large screen and color, internet and apps, and suddenly you had a product that not only wowed the existing users of mobile phones, but brought in a whole army of people who'd never used phones before. It became the indispensable advice. It was the quintessence of market-creating innovation. They had created a blue ocean, high margins, new customers, high profits, huge profits.